We've had a lot of trials and errors. We've moved out, broke up, got back together. There's a big part of us that's just crazy about each other. And both of us really, really want to work. And I believe it's really just we're not the best at communicating our own energies with each other. That's what we're working on right now. Really, I'm trying to just put her needs first and make sure she feels it. Like I was studying a lot. In my mind, I'm thinking, well, I am meeting your needs because I'm thinking about the big picture. But at the same time, I'm ignoring her current needs because I'm so fucking busy, right? So I realized, I really got to focus in on how she's always feeling.
Yeah, well said, man. I mean, I can see you living from your heart, even with us here. I so appreciate that. With the spot that your woman and you are in, or her not feeling met in the moment because you've been busy, any question that you want to ask right now of Cynthia?
What's the best way to gain your trust in the moment, to get you to open up? Maybe you're angry at him for something, but he wants to let you know that he meant well and maybe open you up and shift the energy from you feeling angry to being heard and opening up.
Great question. I so appreciate how you illustrated dynamics of relationships so incredibly well. Even hey, I know I step back and I need the big picture, and that's a great gift in relationship. And then how for the feminine that can feel not as in tune to the exact moment. You were so on point to say, hey, in the moment, I want to let her know I meant well. May I ask you, when you are wanting that, what are you wanting from her to know that?
I find there might be misunderstandings with my intentions. My intentions are being questioned, right? She's hurt, obviously, but it's always the picture is painted that I hurt her on purpose. And when I try and let her know, I wasn't thinking that way, I wasn't considering that, my intentions were because of XYZ, and she's not hearing it, right? I'm basically lying if it wasn't on purpose. And it's been a source of frustration to let her know.
Yeah. One offering I would love to make is, I think sometimes the energy of wanting to prove that it wasn't on purpose can feel like, to the feminine, not really hearing her experience and almost trying to put a little bit of a box of logic around it. And there may be a conversation the next day or even in an hour where more of that's communicated. But in the moment, for her to really feel connected and trusting you, is that logic box doesn't have to be there.
Yeah. And I understand that academically, and I can give other people that exact advice. But when I'm in the moment myself, I'm, very faltering when it comes to doing the right thing. So at least I know what I got to work on.
Yeah. So what happens to you in the moment when it's academically, you look back on it and you're thinking, wow, I didn't handle that the best?
I think I get so caught up in having my character painted in a way that I would purposely hurt someone I love, I'm diabolical and manipulative all of a sudden, and I have to be this in that moment. And there's nothing you want more than to let them know that your heart is pure for them. And, maybe you just fucked up and you just want a little bit of forgiveness, a little bit of leniency, a little bit of a benefit of the doubt, and you get none of it. I think you'll never get any of it. I think you really just have to have extreme patience and wait for another time to bring the subject again, because logic doesn't matter when it comes to emotions.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What you just said, the last thing I was going to say in a different way. So in that moment, you trying to talk her out of feeling that you're manipulating her is not going to work, right? Yeah. So you can honor her in the moment. That seems really terrible. I would feel horrible if I felt manipulated.
Yeah.
And then honestly, to what you just said a moment ago, the next day or a few days later, I might go back and say, I was thinking about something that's really important to me. When we spoke on Saturday, you felt like I was manipulating you. And something that's incredibly important to me in relationship is that we respect each other and we see each other in high regard, and that we look out for each other, and that we know that even if we're upset, we're here for one another. So to me, in relationship, it's not okay for my partner to feel like I'm being manipulative and the devil and an asshole or whatever was said. And that's not the kind of relationship that I want to have. So to me, that has no place in relationship.
Yeah.
It's a hill you're willing to die on, but you're saying it in a kingly way. You're not, blaming her, threatening, anything like this. But you don't want to be in a relationship where you just said it, where the other person thinks you're being manipulative and never gives you the benefit of the doubt. You don't want to be in that kind of relationship. So you can declare that. You can declare your values in a loving way at another time.
Timing is everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's one of the hardest things for men to really get control of. And personally, when I was in elementary school and growing up and stuff, I was bullied a lot. So there's a really defensive part of me when my person is pretty much disregarding my feelings, you know, and not listening to what I say. It takes a lot of discipline and patience in the moment to overcome that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you're in the right place, man.